From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, September the 16th, 2022. A young Israeli man was moderately hurt last night, the IDF said, as a result of a shooting in the area of Carmel, which is in the West Bank. The IDF tweeted he was evacuated to a hospital for further medical treatment. IDF soldiers were searching the area for the suspects. The Times of Israel reports that the 18-year-old victim was in a study session at his yeshiva when he was hit by gunfire that apparently came through the door of the building. U.S. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Michael Milley, visited Israel's memorial to the Holocaust, Yad Vashem, today, together with the IDF Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Aviv Kochavi. The Holocaust Center tweeted that Milley extended his visit considerably, highlighting the importance of Holocaust history to the U.S. Armed Forces. Milley was in Israel, as we reported to you, for the IDF's first International Operational Innovation Conference with the chiefs of staff and delegates from 18 countries from around the world. Israel has called Chile's ambassador to the country for reprimand after the president of Chile did not accept the credentials of Israel's new ambassador to the country. Gil Arzieli yesterday was told that President Gabriel Boric was postponing a meeting to accept his credentials until October, reportedly over the death of a 17-year-old Palestinian killed during clashes with Israeli forces the night before in the West Bank. Arzieli later told reporters that senior Chilean foreign ministry officials apologized multiple times to him personally for what is seen as a serious diplomatic breach. Israel's foreign ministry wrote today that it views with severity the puzzling and unprecedented behavior of Chile. This seriously harms the relations between the two countries, it wrote. The Chilean ambassador to Israel has been summoned by the Director General of the MFA on Sunday for a reprimanding conversation in which Israel's response, it wrote, will be made clear to the ambassador. Well, the U.S. Department of Education Civil Rights Office has opened an investigation into alleged anti-Semitism at the University of Vermont after a complaint submitted by the group Jewish on Campus together with the Louis D. Brandeis Center for Human Rights Under Law, alleging violations of Jewish students' civil rights by the school in its not responding in a sufficient manner to a number of incidents last year, including that some pro-Israel students were prevented from joining a campus club. UVM President Suresh Garimella disputed the allegations, writing exploitation of fear and divisiveness by advancing false claims that UVM failed to respond to complaints of anti-Semitic behavior, creates confusion and a sense of insecurity for the entire community. The American Jewish Committee's Director of Academic Affairs, Sarah Kudin, wrote in response, President Garamella's attempt to defend the reputation of UVM has negatively impacted Jewish students who have experienced anti-Semitism on campus, making Jewish students and groups feel less included, valued, and protected at UVM. The World Jewish Congress wrote in response, Garamella's statement is far more equivocal than the reactions by other university and college presidents and administrations to manifestations of anti-Semitism on their campuses. Reiterating full support for the Jewish students at UVM, who, the Congress wrote, must be allowed to freely assert their Jewishness and openly identify with and express their support for the State of Israel, without fear of being shunned, marginalized, and excluded from campus opportunities by fellow students, or far worse, by the university establishment as a whole. Turning now to some entertainment news, Israeli Emmy-nominated actress Shira Haas will be gracing the big screen. The beloved star of Shtisel and Unorthodox has been cast as Israeli superhero Sabra in Marvel's new Captain America: New World Order, which is expected in movie theaters in 2024. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, September the 16th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. Then it's Michelle Citrin in concert, followed by the documentary Hate Spaces, The Politics of Intolerance on Campus. At 10, it's the Jewish Story Explained. And at 10:30, a replay from the Hampton Synagogue, followed by a replay from Central Synagogue. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah Portion. And a programming note for you for tomorrow night, Saturday. We bring you Slichot services here on JBS. Reform Slichot services live from Central Synagogue at 9:15 p.m. Eastern, and Orthodox Slichot services live from the Hampton Synagogue at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, September the 16th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Shabbat Shalom.